basically experience, awareness or consciousness, versus the phrase. This is why I'm not a particularly big fan of things like positive thinking or mantras or whatever, because they often just turn into phrases. Now, if your thinking is generating, whether you're saying it in your brain or not, see, that's the point. But if you're saying it in your brain and it's generating dysfunctional dispositions or something, or healthier dispositions or something, okay, see, that's what you're doing. It's not really the phrase. And people think they change the phrase, they change what they're doing. It doesn't hurt, because it's difficult for you to say a sentence in your head or go think a thought without being kind of consistent with it. And when you think a thought, if you think positive thoughts, you'll tend to be sort of oriented to more positive stuff. But the rub there is that it can be quite superficial. You're just going through the mantra. You're just saying the positive thought as if in itself it's magic. And in my experience, that's not true. See? It's like what you're actually doing. Like when you're trying to do, for example, when you're trying to do the effortless push, you will think things, and you might tell yourself things. You might tell yourself things. See, but in the background, you really don't believe it. You see? And that's the important part. See, or in the background, you're actually doing something else, even though you're saying the mantra. You're saying, relax, don't use strength, squat, get into the ground, whatever. It's like, so you're doing it, you're saying those things. But you have to do those things. And you can do those things without saying anything. See? Like I say, the relative to doing something, relative to taking action, making something happen, whatever, mastering something, accomplishing something. It's the experience and what you do that makes a difference. See, it's like what you actually do, not what you say about it. Now, again, those can be consistent or inconsistent. Those can be wed or they could be superficially related. The mind, what you think, should act mostly like a cheerleader, or at best a coach. And I liken it to, say, football players on the field. They're the ones that are going to get the job done. The fans do not, although they think they do, often, and they think it's their enthusiasm or their superstition or their depression, whatever, that makes a difference, but it does not. Maybe the fans, the players feel better because the fans are cheering or something and feel bolstered, but it doesn't really change their relationship to the game. And it's what they do. Now, the fans or the cheerleaders, whatever, might cheer them on, and support them, and they feel good about it, maybe help them focus on their game or something like that. Or the coach might say something that, helps them along. Yeah, that's fine, but it's what they do that makes a difference. Sidebar, Muhammad Ali often ignored his coach, his trainer. Okay. It's like his trainer would tell him to do something. Okay, thank you for sharing, but I'm the one that's doing this shit. I'm the one that's out there. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Obviously, he wouldn't do that in the beginning. But when he was a superstar, what I'm saying? After he'd really learned the craft and was good at it, probably make these decisions for himself. I'm fighting this guy. I know him. I know what to do. But thanks for sharing. I'll try that next time. Or whatever. In any case, so there's that difference. Between what you say to yourself / think and what you do. Again, if we want to be more powerful with that, then just like the mind-body alignment, where you get your mind doing what the body's doing, only what the body's doing, while it's doing it, and that the mind is unified with the body and the action, not going in front to the result. It's not jumping ahead to the result. That kind of thing. We can use the same deal with what you think. If you have your thinking wed with what you're doing, so they're consistent, they're related, they mean the same thing, then you'll have a lot more power in your thinking, you see? I'm trying to point out that the life one lives, the experience one has, is different when they relate to their thinking or their word, etc., ergo, even what they say to themselves, superficially, say, without power. In other words, when that doesn't match what you do, and a lot of times it doesn't, right? You can have lots of thoughts, like in the whole domain of fantasy and stuff, what we're not doing this week, right? The domain of fantasy and imagination and daydreaming and all kinds of stuff, even plans and whatnot, see, that have nothing to do with your action or your experience. See, but that domain then replaces experience. Because while you're doing that, you're not present and you're not here and you're not taking any action that does make a difference. You're just doing this stuff. Now, obviously, there's stuff you do in the mind. We've talked about that. I made a distinction, and I'll do it again, between fantasy and images that serve a purpose and whatnot. Huge difference. Huge difference. And people don't know that difference, and I'm inviting you to know that difference, you see? It's like I say, in the martial domain, what I do with my mind, huge difference. Because it related to action. It related to experience and perception and action. It related to what was happening and how it happened. You see? It wasn't fantasy. I wasn't in hope. I wasn't going, oh boy, I'm going to fantasize beating up this guy. Okay, yeah, oh, that's nice. Okay. Little Mighty Mouse fantasy. Doom, 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 doom. He grabs a finger and takes the big cap. Yeah, but it doesn't, it's not useful.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider joining a workshop. They're more powerful than you think.